Do you think quarantine made people realize that you're not with the right person, or did it?
Yes.
Or no, wait.
You're right.
No,
you're
wait,
with the
wait,
right
wait,
person, or
wait.
you're with the wrong person.
Or did it made you realize, not even realize anything? You're just in a fucked up situation. It's quarantine.
It's realizing that you're in a
like,
fucked up situation.
What you're going through right now is not normal.
Quarantine allowed people to realize what they were in. You can't run away from it. You're in a space.
But at the same time, that's never happened
it's
in your lifetime.
It's never happened in my lifetime.
So maybe that's causing you to like think about stuff that you normally wouldn't think about, but at the same time, it's not giving you a good perspective on
No,
things.
it is giving you a good perspective. My perspective was this. I've been living in a like illusion of my life for, at that time, 11 years. And I was with someone who I wasn't myself around. I was like hiding.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to have a child, but I'm doing something that's opposite for people my age right now. Like women of my age are trying to find their husband. Yeah, I said find their husband instead of meeting him. They're
That's
like,
funny that you said that.
They're like, oh my gosh.
Yo, no, wait. Let's
on a scavenger hunt for their fucking husband.
Let's talk about that for a
Yeah,
second.
let's talk about that shit. Stop
Wait.
fucking finding your husband.
Find your husband.
They are finding their husband.
It's
are
like they have
curating for their
literally
husband.
like they have like a magnifying glass.
Yes.
And they just go around, just
Yes.
like put it over this man, put it over that man.
And instead of a microscope, it's fucking swipe right. So
No, not even. I mean, yeah, that as well, the apps. But I'm talking about like women are like looking at men like completely up and down,
yeah,
left and right,
yeah,
turn
man.
around.
Yeah, man. It's like, I need to find him. I am 33. It's time to have a baby. Because you have society telling us that we are starting to get old. 33? I can't believe you calling me old. I'm young as fuck.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, you about to get old. So when you about to have this baby? I'm like, when you about to find me a man who want to have a baby? And can be a good father. But yeah, women are definitely finding their husband. Whereas like, I already did that. So I'm definitely on a difference. I'm like,
I mean, do you think?
yeah, I kind of just did that life already.
But you don't regret it.
No, I don't regret it. I just, sometimes I get sad, like, oh, I wasted my life for 12, 13 years with this one person. And I could have been familiar with, like, meeting a guy and, like...
So, like, I think that women my age are interested in marriage. They should have 2.5 kids at this point with the house and the car and their husband and
But
the
that's,
dog
I mean, but
and that's
yeah,
not my thing. That was never my thing.
Right.
I was never just a wife when I was a wife, and I was supposed to be just a wife. Like, not have my own shit, act like I have my own shit, but not really important. Like, I just wanted to be able to be myself and have a partner. And it was like, marriage for me was like life partnership. Like, I chose you to be my life partner. I chose you to be my actual family. And for him as well. However, it just was something that I lost myself for like maybe 6 years of that relationship towards the end of it, and was with someone who just wasn't the person for me, wasn't supportive. Broke up with this person, and the rest was history. And 2 years later, moved on with my life. So I think I am totally in like the 3rd chapter of my life. And the first was like 1 through 17, and 17. Well, it's 18 to about 30. Now we're at 31. We're at the chapter of 31, and maybe to like, 50? Or maybe 40?
Yeah. I think a lot of change happens within 10 years of people's life.
Yeah.
I just think about where I was at 10 years ago.
Damn, I got shit to do.
Exactly.
I'll see you. I'll call you when next time we're supposed to speak. I mean, that reminded me of me and my ex-husband. It wasn't that type of situation. He was just often out of town.
Right.
And we'd be on the phone, like, in between sound check, in between going here and there. Like, he's in fucking Switzerland and I'm
up late at night and he's like, it's 4 in the morning, I'm looking at the sunrise, but I'm talking to you. Yeah, it's kind of special to have somebody right there on the phone with you when you're distant.
Yeah. What would you be able to do that again now? Like being because that was kind of like a long distance relationship.
It was. It worked. It worked until that's why it worked, because I had my space. I need space in relationships. He didn't like space, and so when we were in quarantine for like the first 3 months, that shit was stifling for me, because I was like, I just want to go to the coffee shop by myself. Like we would wake up together, eat together.
You wanted to go to the coffee shop by yourself?
Yeah, just to be by myself, not to see somebody, not to sneak off. No, look at you thinking I'm being a little shady.
I mean, everybody's a little shady.
Shady tea.
I think I'm not gonna say everybody. A lot of us like attention though, and so if we're not getting it at home, then we kind of seek it from other places.
Yeah,
Co-workers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah, so for me
Let me get sugar real quick.
It's right here.
Oh, yeah, that's all I needed was probably one more or two.
Yeah, no, I really just wanted, I liked that we were in a long distance relationship at a certain point. When I first started, I was like, I can't do this. This is just so crazy. But then it was like, I met him and we were in college. So I lived in New York City, and at the time he lived in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So anytime we I met him when I was 18. Like, I just turned 18 and I met him.
Yeah, what kind of girl were you at 18?
Oh, it's not the person I am today. I was super like, I want to say I was very insecure.
Uh-huh. Well, what made you insecure?
Because I didn't know who I was. I was being a version of my mother. I was being a version of whatever the styles were back then. I had longer straight hair and permed hair, and I was just...
When you mean the styles, so you're saying like, for instance...
So like I would wear heels a lot.
What I'm saying is like, if you grew up today, what would the styles of today be?
Less intense than what I was doing. Like, they were super womanly. Like, now they're like fun and hair colored and like crop tops all the time.
But I mean, there were people doing that. Just weren't doing that because
something that I was comfortable doing.
You were like, you were in church a lot, right?
I stopped going to church by 18.
Oh, you did?
I'm pretty much like a church girl.
Right.
I'm a church girl. So it was like there's this little bit of conservatism to me.
Right.
So I was a little conservative.
Right.
I still have her. She's just like really, really, really quiet. It's like a little church mouse. I take breaks from dating.
Gotcha.
Because my mind is not, like, I think, first of all, dating is very new to me. I was dedicated, I was married. So I was married for 3.5 years, legally 5 years.
But you knew the same man for
12 years of my life.
12 years of your life.
Like, majority of my young adult life was with one human being.
Right. You're single now.
Single now.
You're divorced now.
I'm divorced. A new divorcee. Freezing a new divorcee.
And you're on the dating scene.
Not really, but really, I guess, technically, sure. I've got profiles up, but it's not like I'm the type of dater who,
but I mean,
like,
what
I'll have
you
a
say
profile,
profile,
but not use it.
I think you're an individual that's kind of like been able to, I mean, you kind of experienced both sides of like single life, right?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Meaning like, before you got married, you were single, where you had to meet people like in real life.
And I met a lot of people.
And now you're divorced and you're single, but now now that the world has changed.
It has changed.
And there's a lot of people like that are dating online.
Mm-hmm.
Or not dating, but like meeting people online.
So my dating experience has been a lot online because I wasn't dating. Like, I wasn't going to a bar and like meeting somebody. That didn't happen. I mean,
but you were in high school, you were like...
I was very conservative in high school. I didn't have a boyfriend until I went to college.
Gotcha. And your boyfriend was...
Yeah, my main boyfriend he became my husband.
Gotcha. So so you don't really have a dating life prior to your husband.
Not really. Just like, I wasn't like the girl who was out there. I was very conservative. My mother raised me very, very like strict in a way.
But why do you have to be out there? What does that mean?
Out there as in like I wasn't like the charismatic person you see now is years of just meeting people and like finding my own identity. I wasn't boisterous like that. I was very like scared.
Well, what does that have to do with men?
With men, I feel like being charismatic and like open to talking to guys. That was like I wasn't doing that. It was like I was very focused. Like so what my life is now is opposite of what a woman in their early 30s would be. Like women now in my age, they're trying to marry, they want to have a child. I'm opposite. I've done that. I feel like I had a lifetime of 12 years dedicated to focus on family and creating one, and it didn't happen for me.
Do you feel resentment?
No resentment from that. I wanted that.
So, oh, you wanted that?
I wanted to be with one person. I still want to be with one person.
No, but you said creating a family, but that didn't happen. So
it didn't happen.
So my question is there resentment there because it didn't happen?
No, there's no resentment. It is life. I take life as, okay, that's the cards that my life journey is. Marriage in the future, it might be really hard to marry me at this point. Really fucking hard. Convince me. Why? Why you want to marry me? Somebody proposed to me, I'm like, why? What the fuck are we doing that is gonna, and I feel bad for the person, not bad, but like this person is gonna have to really, really motherfucking convince me. What's the paperwork? Why do we need to get married?
Right, because you're fine with like living with somebody.
I would be very,
I mean, not living with somebody,
life
but like
partner. I'm looking for a life partner.
Yeah.
Not looking, but my desire is to have a life partner. And if marriage is on the table, it would have to be on some logistical reason.
Gotcha.
Like I'm not on some, sorry, I am smoking. It's no smoking sign, but I am smoking. I passed that whole fairy tale shit. Like, oh, my person. Like, no, I'm realistic. Like, life isn't like that. You think you're gonna find, oh shit, now Brooklyn's being Brooklyn. Now we got some street traffic out. Yeah, so I'm realistic. I'm so much grounded. I'm more like an earth sign at this point. Like my Capricorn's like, why? Why you want to marry me? Whoever's never been married and is dating me is like, oh, good luck with that. I'm not. This guy I was dating.
Are you cynical though?
I'm cynical a little bit, yeah.
Towards love?
No.
Towards marriage only?
Marriage, yeah.
Okay, because marriage is like.
It's not the pinnacle of life. It is
well, not a pinnacle to a relationship.
Life, or people think marriage is their pinnacle of life.
I don't think that exists anymore.
Some people do.
I think maybe in like middle America or somewhere, but not like in these like fast-paced cities.
I'm a New Yorker.
I think in a fast-paced city.
Yeah, no.
I don't think any. I mean, I'm just shooting from the hip right now. It's like I don't think there's women or men that believe like marriage is the pinnacle of their existence or like of their life. I think there was a point where, like my mother, in a sense, this was years ago, right? My mother's like 70 now, where she, it's crazy, like I'm thinking about my mother, like she only knew my father. Like she got with him when she was like 17, 18, and that's it.
Yeah.